Welcome back to the Boxing Bookie. It is good to be back. It is good to be back after not a great week. But we're going to get it back this week. It's big fight week. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov. Obviously, the big one, the one that everyone's talking about, the pay-per-view fight, which they're going to gouge you for another, I think, $80 to watch this. Boxing is now completely out of control. It's on its way out, which is not good for me because I run this channel, but you're asking boxing fans to shell over about $130 a month to watch boxing. Not to go on too much of a tangent, but I had a friend text me this meme that said, if you want to watch every single NFL game this year, it's going to cost you like $500. That is a steal. That is a bargain. That's bargain shopping for your average boxing fan. If you want to watch every major fight from each of the promotions, Top Rank, DAZN, Matchroom, Golden Boy, and PBC, it's going to cost you well over $1,000. It's not a sport where the guys are getting rich like in football either. So it's just bad business. It's not money-making business. It's business that's done. We'll get into that another day. All right, let's get into today's show. We got some good ones. We definitely got some good ones for you guys today. It's going to be a good show. It's a busy week. Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov is a fight that I'm interested in. Before I review the tape, if you guys haven't watched it, my breakdown is online. I've already posted it. I've already posted it online. It's already on the website. It's already on my YouTube channel. Is what I'm trying to say, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm losing my brain. It's already on the YouTube channel. I wanted to give Madrimov a shot. I looked at the odds. I said, Madrimov is really good. I start watching the tape. I'm like, oh, Madrimov. I watched the tape on Madrimov first. I'm like, yo, Madrimov is so good. Madrimov is really, really good. Madrimov's got, I'm not going to pick him to win, but it might be worth taking a gamble. We make some money on a parlay, and then we take the profits there and we throw it on Terence Crawford. We bet on Crawford to win. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, all right, I'm high on Madrimov. And then I watched the Terence Crawford tape, and I'm like, there's absolutely no chance at all. There's zero chance that Madrimov can win this fight, and he's going to get stopped. And it's a credit to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is that good. He's multifaceted. He's basically a perfect fighter. Like I said in the video, if we took Crawford to the gym and said, what do we need to work on? What do we need to get better at? I don't know. I've often compared him to Kawhi Leonard. If you're a basketball fan, Kawhi Leonard, with Toronto. Off the chart scorer, good rebounder for his size, good ball handler for his size, best defender. What would you work on if you were Kawhi Leonard? You're about as good as it gets, man. You're about perfect. And that's kind of how I felt it's kind of how I feel with Terence Crawford. There's not a whole lot that he can fix. There's not a whole lot he can work on. He's that good. The only question is now he is 36 years old, so he is getting up there. So age becomes a factor, but he hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. The one flaw I would point at, I did see with Crawford, is that he starts slow. He's a slow starter. And that didn't affect him in his last fight with Spence, where he knocked him out in the second. He knocked him down in the second round and then just dominated the fight. But if you go back, you watch Kell Brook, you watch the Mean Machine, you watch the Avdija fight, he starts slow. He doesn't really get cooking until later on. But once he does that, and even Porter too, there's certainly a trend. There's certainly a trend with him starting slow. Absolutely. He's a slow starter. Sometimes he'll find himself behind. So if I'm Madrimov, I come out of the gates red hot. I come out, like a bull in a china shop. I go bonkers. I try to, look, he's not going to stop Marlon, but that's his shot. Like I thought Mean Machine dropped him. If you go back and watch it, that was early. Every time someone's had success with him, it's been early. So you have to get to him early. That's Madrimov's shot. Just go out there like gangbusters. If you can't get him out, try to get ahead. Try to get up on the scorecards 3 rounds to 1 after 4. Put some pressure on him. But he stays so composed and he's so smart and he's so skilled. And he's such a better boxer, just a pure boxer than Madrimov. I like I said, this is not an insult on Madrimov. I think Madrimov is an excellent fighter. He might be the second best guy in the world at 154. That's possible. But it's not going to be competitive. And I thought at first, okay, this fight, if nothing else, is a real test. It's going to be like Porter. It's going to be competitive. You're going to be in there with him. And I can't see it. Terence Crawford knocked out every single body at 147 pounds. I forget how many fights he had. Let's say it was 8 fights. He knocked them all out. He knocked out everyone at 147. Now this is out 154. So does the power continue? Does the power go up with them? I tend to think it will. But we're gonna find out. I can't see Madrimov surviving. Like, Crawford is gonna at least be an adequate a better than adequate puncher at 154. He's not a massive puncher. He's gonna at least be a pretty good puncher. So I think Madrimov stops him. I think it's not really highly competitive after the first couple rounds either. I do think the first couple rounds is going to be a feeling out process. It's going to be a lot of feeling out, and I think once Crawford gets cooking, he's going to dominate. He's going to be switching up. He's going to be beating him up on the outside, beating up on the inside, and just doing what Terence Crawford does. I'm going to pull up the odds on that in just a second. Nino B's in the house. It's a good week for boxing bets. It is. And we're going to take a look at some locks today, Nino. Let's take a look at some locks. So the first thing I'm going to share this with y'all. The first thing I'm going to do is get to Crawford. Where the heck is Crawford? There it is. So there's a couple of bets I like here. There's 2 bets I like. Crawford at minus 700. Okay. It's a good bet to add to your parlay. It's almost certainly going to hit. It's not outrageous. It's not minus 3,000. It's not minus 50. It's minus 700. It's not a terrible bet. Another bet I like is Crawford by KO, TKO, DQ. I like this bet. I think it's pretty safe to hit. The odds on it are not bad. I would throw it in my parlay, right? I don't think it's a lock like that, but I think Terence Crawford definitely wins. I think that's the strongest lock as there is. I think Crawford by KO, TKO, DQ is more likely to hit than not. But I wouldn't, until I see him do it at 154, I wouldn't want to have this mess up your parlay. Like I said, Madrimov is not a good, but he's an excellent fighter. He's an excellent fighter fighting one of the great fighters of all time. So that's a problem. That is definitely a problem. Madrimov is just not going to win. So I like that bet. I like that. Those are the 2 bets I like on this fight. For a standalone, I don't love Crawford. I like Crawford as a part of your parlay. And let's kind of review things. Let's take a look at things. And right now, I'm working on the Jared Anderson, Mark Coley breakdown. I will have that out for you guys tonight. I definitely like Jared Anderson in that fight. So if you guys want a 2-leg parlay that I like a lot, it's Big Baby Anderson and Terence Crawford. Okay. We're going to get into these other fights. Andy Cruz is definitely going to win. Martin Coley, Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson is at minus 195. This is what I'm going to build my parlay around. Coley's a big dude. He's strong. He throws in decent volume. He's not a bad fighter at all. But Anderson is better across the board. Anderson is quicker. He's more polished. He's more composed. He throws better combinations. He's got a better gas tank. He's younger. The only thing is he's smaller, but he's 6'4", 250, so he's certainly not small. Bacall is a massive guy. I think he's too big. When you see him when he's taken in later into the fight, he slows down. His punches drop. He starts throwing more wide arm punches. Jared Anderson doesn't do that. And I know people, and the reason why this is so close, and the reason why people are picking Bacall is because of Anderson's last performance. And that in Corpus Christi, Texas. It was not Jared Anderson's fault. Okay. Jared Anderson last fight in Corpus Christi was certainly not his fault. He took the fight, he made the fight, and he won every round. And he won every round against a former world champion. Like, we need to keep that in mind. 32-2 at that particular time. Fought Jared Anderson, lost every single round, wasn't close, wasn't competitive. And before that, he had a win over Tony Yoka. You know, not a great name, but, you know, it is what it is. And he had a loss to Kevin Lerena, who won all 12 rounds in South Africa. So he's a decent fighter. He's not a bad fighter. You know, he's not as good as McCauley. I would agree with that. But if you look at, yeah, McCauley fought Yoka too, and McCauley fought Yoka to a majority decision. So what I'm saying is, he fought McCauley as competitive as he did fight Merhe. And I know boxing math, you can't necessarily do it that way. I fully understand that. I fully understand that. But I certainly think that Anderson's a step above these guys. He's a step above. And you look at a common opponent that Merhe and McCauley had, and they fought him equally as tough. Split decision. So to me, this is an easy fight. This is what you should build your parlay around. We can add other things with a 2-leg parlay between Anderson and Crawford. Let's pull up the odds on that. It's minus 195 and minus 700. You don't even have to take Crawford by stoppage. Just take these two bets on the money line. Just take these two bets on the money line, and you're making money. Just those 2 legs are minus 137. And I think that's definitely worth betting. I think that's a good bet. If we add in Andy Cruz at minus 2,000, we're at minus 123, almost at even money. So you can see how easy this is to piece together. This is a pretty safe bet, pretty safe parlay. There's not a lot that can go wrong here. I like Andy Cruz. I like Jared Anderson. I like Terrence Crawford. I don't think these guys are super competitive. I think these are clear winners. I think Jared Anderson, because of his last performance, in which he outclassed a former world champion who fought Tony Yoka tough, equally as tough as McCauley did, I think I think people are putting too much stock into that as if it's a terrible performance. You know, if Jared Anderson didn't look good against Merhe, how did McCauley? You know what I'm saying? So if you don't like that opponent, Tony Yoka didn't look good against him either. McCauley struggles, maybe lost. You know, they're different levels. Jared Anderson, I don't think McCauley's a bad fighter. Jared Anderson is a much better, much cleaner fighter. I think he's like a puncher. He throws cleaner combinations, much better speed, better volume. Although McCauley is a poor man. Jared Anderson, who just happens to be huge. He's 275 plus. So to me, this is safe. Muscle Brown is in the house. If you add Crawford and Anderson 2-way money line, it's minus 139, but I need to know how much of a lock Anderson is. And that's what I'm trying to get into. Like, look, it's heavyweight boxing. People get knocked out. Corey Sanders knocks out Klitschko. Lennox Lewis gets knocked out by Rahman. Like, things happen, but there's a lot. That's what I'm trying to break down, Muscles, is that this fight is not close. The odds are only this close because people weren't impressed by his last performance. They fought a guy that wouldn't open up, that wouldn't engage, and he dominated him. He beat a former world champion, dominated every single round with them. So I don't know what you wanted Jared Anderson to do in that fight. So again, I understand why people are down on him. I just don't think it's reasonable. I understand their reason. I just think their objection is silly. So I think Anderson and Crawford is a lock. I think that's easy money. We'll make money all week on this, but I would say those two. I think those two alone are a good lock. Also, does Morrell get the stoppage? I always like Morrell to get the stoppage. Klitschko is a good fighter. Look, Morrell is going to win a fight. All right, Morrell is, I think, the best 168 in the world. I've been saying that for a couple of years now. I've been saying this since like 5-0. Morrell is the best fighter in the world. He's at minus 3,000. I don't have any props on this yet. I would imagine he gets the stoppage. But Klitschko is good. I may stay away from that. Kalajic is a good fighter, but he's not difficult to hit. It's a tough one. Morrell's definitely going to win. Like, there's no question about that. Does he get the stoppage? I would lean towards yes, but let's take a look and see if that's actually worth gambling on. You know, if the stoppage is minus 300, minus 400, minus 500, stay away from it. If it's closer to even, perhaps that's something I would want to bet on. Although, again, I wouldn't throw that in my parlay. I wouldn't screw up my parlay this week when like I said, this Jared Anderson and Terrence Crawford. I would rather bet Crawford by stoppage than Morrell by stoppage. But I don't think we need to parlay either of them to make good money. World of Wrestling. What is this? Crawford, moneyline, Anderson, moneyline, Morrell, moneyline, Cruz, moneyline, 115. You can also change Morrell to stoppage in the parlay, which will give us plus money depending what the odds are. But yeah, okay, you can. But right there, just that for like parlay muscles, that's safe as can be. I like it. It's paying you close to even money. Why not just take that? Like, really, just take that bet right there. I don't love the line on Morrell. I think minus 3,000 is too wide. But you know, that makes him a 30-1. He's definitely going to win. So, like, I understand why they did that. But, like, Kalajic is a good fighter. So, yeah, I would leave that. I might possibly take Morrell just because I think it's an unnecessary risk. Like, there's not really any risk involved, but it's minus 3,000. What does that parlay look like if you take Morrell out? Minus 122, minus 123, something like that. I might just do that. Bro, last week, heavyweight, yeah, it was exciting to watch it. It was. He's talking about Joyce and Chisora. That was a really, really good fight. It was a fun. I don't know if it was a good fight. It looked like two drunk uncles fighting, but it was exciting. It was thrilling. How did you guys have it going into that 9th round? I thought it was very, very close. I thought the knockdown probably was the difference, but then the judges had it really, really wide, which I was surprised by. I was surprised. I thought it was very, very close until that knockdown. I agree on Jared. Ruiz feels too risky for me. I'm going to get to that. I haven't watched the tape on that yet. You know, I think Ruiz will probably win, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that tape for sure at this week. I'm not sure what day yet. I'm definitely going to do the Ruiz Big Baby Miller fight. Yeah, Big Baby Miller hasn't looked good in many years due to the suspension and being off drugs. He's obviously not as good off the steroids as he is on steroids. So that's something to certainly keep an eye on. But yeah, and that's what I was talking about. Muscles wants to know why the bookmakers have the line so close on the Jared Anderson fight. And it's because he didn't look good in his last fight. And I don't even think that's a fair assessment. He fought an opponent who wouldn't engage with them at all, who would not engage at any level to any degree. In no way, shape, or form was he engaging with Jared Anderson. And Jared Anderson just ran up the score, won every round, and dominated the fight. And Merhi, like, I think set a record for least amount of punches thrown. Hang on 1 second.
Decker's asleep. Duke is upstairs. Dax is in his room. Bacon is in the microwave.
All right, sorry about that. It was my nanny was checking out. So let me know. I apologize for that. But yeah, that's why it was closer than it should have been. Is that the bookmaker? He didn't look good, right? Like, it's boxing. I get it. It's not baseball. You don't have 600 plate appearances a year. If you have one bad performance, it carries a lot of weight. But it wasn't a bit like, I don't understand what, like, if you're being logical, you're being smart about things. You have a world-class fighter who was a world champion who is completely unwilling to engage with you, and he just wants to survive. He's going to do it, and that's what he did. Like, I don't understand what you want. He won every single round with them, and he is a guy that arguably beat Yoka, who arguably beat the guy Bacoli, who Jared Anderson is fighting. So again, I think these odds are way too close. If I was making this book, it'd be much wider. It'd probably be minus 400, something like that. I don't think this is a super close fight, and I don't think Bacoli is bad, But like, if I said to you, what does he do better besides be bigger? Okay, he's bigger. He's got about 2 inches and let's say 40 pounds. What does he do better? Does he have a better gas tank? Is he a better combination puncher? Is he a bigger hitter? Is he a speedier guy? What does he do? He doesn't do anything better. He does everything worse. He's a poor man's version of Jared Anderson, who just happens to be bigger. So, yeah, I think you're safe. I think this is safe, and I think the odds are way too close on this one. I'm betting Ruiz Jr., Crawford, Cruz, and Jared Anderson as individual bet with a $201 payout. So hang on. Ruiz, Andy Ruiz, Terrence Crawford, Cruz, and Anderson as individual bets. Yeah, why not? I like it. All 4 of those hit. Yeah. No, I like it, World of Wrestling. Absolutely. Muscles Brad said, yeah, I'm staying away from Morale by stoppage. I'm taking all of them on money line for sure. What were the odds? If you took Morale, you're gonna keep Morale in that parlay. You're gonna keep him on the money line in the parlay and just not put him in by stock. I would have. I'm gonna do the video on that. That may come next. I just hate the odds. Like, I'm gonna do a video where I tell y'all to take Morale by points and then probably stay away from the stoppage depending on the odds. And it's like minus 3,000. So it's like, what's the point of me doing that video? We all know Morale's gonna win. And if I'm not betting on him to stop him, which I don't think I'm going to, unless the odds are really good on it, I think I'm just going to stay away from the stoppage because Rodzik is a good fighter, man. He is. Klotzik is a good fighter. So I wouldn't bet on the stoppage, although he'll probably, more likely than not, if it's close to even money, I might tell, like, you want to roll the dice on this, he probably gets them, but there's better bets to be out there. There are better bets to be made than to rolling the dice on Morale getting a stoppage, which he'll probably get. I'm going to get into the Ruiz fight. I'm going to do the video on a Ruiz fight. I think I feel comfortable saying Ruiz is going to win, but I'm not putting that out yet. I mean, Ruiz is just a better fighter, and Morale's off the steroids. I don't love this fight, betting on this fight, because of the inactivity, because of the layoffs, because of Big Baby Miller's steroid usage in the past. There's a lot of reasons why I don't love betting on this fight. I'm going to do it because it's my job, and I want you to have the content. I want you to be able to make money on it, but I'm letting you guys know it's not my favorite bet. So right now, just looking over this, and I want to do this. Morale, Ruiz, Cruz, Anderson. All right, those are the 6 fights we can look at. I'm going to do a video every day. I already released one yesterday. I already released Crawford and Madrimov. Tonight, overnight, I released them late. You're going to get Jared Anderson and Piccoli, and then after that, I'm probably going to get into, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Ruiz and Miller, I guess, and then we'll do the Isak Cruz fight. I definitely like Isak Cruz to win that too, but we'll get into that video. I'll do that video as well. There is a pro on Wednesday. We can do a show on that. Hopefully Tuesday, tomorrow. Hopefully we can touch on that. There's no odds on it yet, which is surprising to me, but we can potentially do a show on that. Who would you pivot from Ruiz, since you guys aren't feeling confident in Ruiz? Who would you pivot from Ruiz? If you're asking me to add another bet to that parlay, Isak Cruz is giving you about the same odds, a little worse. You could add Isak Cruz. I'd feel safe on that. I think Cruz is a better bet than Ruiz, but again, I'm going to get to the video on that. I'm probably going to get to it tomorrow. So, let me not jump the shark on that. Let me not, jump the gun. Let me get you information on it. Let me really sit down at the table. There's not a lot of tape on either guy, recent tape to watch. And Ruiz, let me get this pulled up. I want to be factual here. Let me get the facts. Since the AJ loss in 2019, that's how long ago that was. As I said, it's just the 2 wins. I thought so. And it's been 2 years out of the ring. It's Areola and Ortiz. Since the AJ loss in 2019, so in 5 years, basically. He's fought 4.5 years, we'll call it. He's fought twice. He took a year and a half layoff for Chris Arreola, took a year and a half layoff for Luis Ortiz, took a 2-year layoff. And I mean, and this is just typical now for PBC fighters. You know, Spence, same kind of timeline. I don't get it. Like, don't y'all want to make money? Don't y'all want to fight? Like, I'm not gonna lie and pretend that I get it. You bring up a good point. Anderson shouldn't really be judged off his last fight. Styles may fight. Anderson was probably making the fight easier. Yeah, like it wasn't even that bad of a performance. He fought a former world champion, a world level fighter, a world tier fighter, and won every single round with him. Like, in dominating fashion. And everyone wants to say, "Oh, they're terrible performance. Jerry Anderson is no good." It's like, who was going to do better? What's up, Rocket? What's up, my man? I know Rocket almost hit like some ridiculous 8-leg parlay, and it was nuts. It was Joe Joyce or something like stood in the way. If I took Morrell out of the parlay, it would be -120. So it doesn't change. It goes from -115 to -123. It doesn't change things a whole lot. It's up to you, man. Like, I just think that was way too. Like, Morrell's gonna win, so you're safe. Like, you're not gonna like kick yourself in the ass and say, "Oh, I blew this parlay because Morrell lost to." No, he's not gonna lose. Morrell's gonna win. And it's just like and I understand why he's a -3,000, but that's a 30-1 long shot. Like, Klachik is a much better fighter. He should get more respect than that, even though he's definitely not going to win. Oh, my man, I'm in my wife's country, Nicaragua. I will start betting against. All right. Enjoy your stay, man. I hope that's a vacation. I hope everything is well with your wife and her family. I hope you're there for good reasons. Hope you're there for good reasons. Enjoy your vacation, Rocket, and let me know. I'm still gonna update the Patreon. If you want any advice while you're in there, let me know. I can still hook it up. My boy Hawk is here. Good evening, Hawk, my man. How are you, Hawk? How are you? Hawk is here. Hawk, what fight do you want me to break down? Hawk's my dude. He's one of the good ones. He's one of the real ones. Is there a fight you want me to talk about? Is there a fight you're interested in betting? Let me know. I'll show you how to make money on it. But let me know what you guys think. So I'm going to get to all these fights. I'm going to try. Hopefully, they have the Pro Box odds out tomorrow. Yo, Rocket, does the Hard Rock book have anything out for tomorrow? Wednesday's Pro Box card? If so, I'll look at that. I hope they drop them soon because I want to do a show you guys how to make some quick money on that. But I'm going to do, everything they have up here right now, I'll give you guys a video on. Majimov, Cruz, Anderson, Andy Cruz, David Morrell. No book, so nothing on the Pro Box card. All right. There's no last minute thoughts, questions, comments. If you have a last minute thought, question, comment, super chat, whatever, put it in the chat now. If not, forever hold your peace. I've been on. Oh, okay. Oh, you can't even look at it? Whack. Rocket says you can't see it because he's in Nicaragua. It doesn't allow me to. Whack. I didn't know they had laws like that. I mean, I don't know. I've never been there. I've been to Argentina. I know that's a ways away, but I don't think Andy Cruz. I think Andy Cruz may get the stoppage, bro. Moran is shot. It depends on. Yeah, it depends. I think so too. Like, I would bet he gets the stoppage, but it depends on Cruz. Like, does he go for it, or is he just completely content on getting? You know what I'm saying? Like, does he have any fire up his ass? They say, "Oh, I'm gonna slam on the gas now and get the stoppage," or is he content just winning every round? I think he gets the stoppage too. But let's take a look at the odds. Have you talked about the Clarissa Shields? Clarissa Shields fought this past Saturday. She won. Second round knockout. Clarissa Shields is heavyweight champ. Congrats to her. Yeah, she fought Saturday. I got you covered with World of Wrestling. Are you a Hard Rock? Do you use the Hard Rock book too? I thought that was only in Florida. Or is that the only book that's allowed in Florida? I get confused. And KO the second round. Yeah, I didn't see that coming because she was a middleweight fighting at heavyweight. But yeah, she got the knockout. It was impressive. She looked really good. Oh, well, I thought you were in Tennessee. Is that am I getting the wrong person? You're in Florida too. I thought you were in Tennessee. Oh, you're in Florida, World of Wrestling. All right, cool. So they don't have the Pro Box card up. Let me know if they get that up. I want to take a look at it. I'm sure if they put it up, DraftKings will put it up at around the same time. You know, usually Hard Rock's been having more props recently, and they've been releasing their props sooner. So it's something to take a look at. But I definitely want to do a show on that. Thank you, World of Wrestling. But I'm gonna go in now. Unless you guys, if there's any other questions, comments, super chats, concerns, anything on your mind, put it in the chat now. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap this up and get going. I will be back tomorrow around this same time, hopefully with the Pro Box card. If not, we'll touch on something else. We will discuss parlays and things like that. But I think we have a good parlay, and then we'll do a show Wednesday with the different prop bets. And then we'll do an immediate reaction on Friday. I guess this is the only card this week, besides the Pro Box card of note. We'll do a live stream reaction on Wednesday, if probably, to the Pro Box card, assuming they put odds up, which they always do. They usually do it late. All right, y'all. I appreciate your time. It is July 29th, 2024. From Texas to the world, thank you, and God bless.